You've seen it, YouTubers and others doing EDC loadouts. And what they do is they go to one particular store. I mean, I've seen them like Bass Pro Shops, Tractor Supply, Cabela's, Costco, Canadian Tire, Complete Outdoors, Decathlon, Sports Mart, Dick's, Dollar Store, Sportsman's Warehouse, Walmart, REI, Target, and those are just to name a few. There are two stores that I hadn't seen them go to, but I'll just throw that out, is Outdoor Warehouse, which I think is in South Africa. I went to those many, many years ago, and I just went to a couple years ago, was Backpack. I think either in Auckland. Someone like the comments just remind what I'm going to do. I'm going to just use one company. Now I have a whole bunch of EDC stuff, and there are a couple of companies that I know that I have a good full loadout, but I'm not going to start off with those. I'm going to start off with a company that I think is very, very close, and then if I'm missing something that they do, please let me know inside the comment. And so the first company I'm going to start off with is Olight. I think that Olight can get very close to a full EDC loadout. So let's get started. As I stated, we're going to be doing the one company, one EDC. We're going to start off with what's in this bag. I'm not going to talk about the bag yet. I'll talk about that last and why I chose it and what are some of the other options. But let's just open it up to get it started, and then you can see a few hints of things to come here. Let's start off with the knife. Is going to be the Roboto 2. It's got a lot of positive things to it. Obviously, you can thumb now, little lock here. It's a green micarta clip. You can use this little hole to put it on a lanyard if that's something that you like to do. And it's just a really nice knife. It's a little less than 3 inches long, so I know a lot of people like their knives a little longer. I tend to like shorter knives. I am not the kind of person who, when I need to cut something, the first thing that I think about, let's get a knife. That's not the first thing that I think toward using. I know other people do. So that's why I like this one a little bit better. It's the size of it, the grip. I like the smoothness of my micarta. The nice thing about it is it does have gimping here, a little gimping here, which means it's easy to be very precise with this blade shape. Well, let me do this. I'm having a hard time opening it. I haven't used this knife in quite a while. It's 154 cm, which means it's a medium steel. It's not a great steel, but it's really good enough for most things that people do. I know that Olight has other knives. I prefer this one has I stated, because of its shape, its size, the blade length. This is the Roboto 2. Now let's go with flashlights. Olight is a flashlight company. There are literally dozens of possibilities here. And the reason why there are dozens of possibilities is because it's what you want to use a flashlight for and how you want to use it. I want an EDC flashlight that I can use. Now, most people think of either 9 to 5 or something to carry around. So I look at the size and the shape and the power. If it's below 100 lumens and that's all that I get, the maximum, it's not really a good EDC one. So you want something that's at least twice and hopefully 3 times that amount. So I've chosen one that is, I think it is no longer being made, which is the 15T. And the reason why I like this one, or it's pretty easy to use, it is basically a click on and click off. And the lumens on it are, let me remember what the lumens of these are. I'm trying to think now. I'll put it here, but I think it's 300 lumens is the max. You can change out the battery and you can go up to 250 lumens. The other thing that I like about it is that it does have a battery that you can replace. You can put in a lithium battery. When I'm out camping and I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks, I can carry an extra battery. I don't have to worry about carrying a charger. The one i5T is no longer being made. But let's say I know a lot of people would want to have the ArcFell Pro or even the Baton 3. My next choice would actually be the Baton. I think the 4 is the latest one out. And the reason why is because, once again, it has a battery that you can unscrew and screw back in with. I don't want to be in a position where I'm dependent upon a priority charging system. And that's my big thing with Olight. In fact, the story about how, I'm just going to put this, the story about how I got this recently is because I loaned a friend of mine who was going camping my ArcFell Pro, and I loaned him what they no longer make is the USB connector here, magnetic thing. It's just around USB that you can plug in, and he lost them both. So he gave me some money for it, obviously. So I ended up purchasing this, but they no longer make the round little USB thing that you can attach here and then just use a USB-C to charge it with. And because I don't want to bring along an extra cord, which is what you would have to do if you're going to be out for a few days, it's not something that I would put in an EDC carry unless I'm going to be in the city the whole time. That's why my backup one would be this Baton. You can't find the 1.5T. I would definitely get the Baton. I think the 4 is the latest one out because you can change out the battery in it. If you do a lot of things like camping, or you're going to be far away from a power source, you have to think about that. Now, if you're not going to be far away from a power source, if you're what a lot of people are, they're going to go back home every night or most nights, and they're not traveling a lot, then I think the ArcFell Pro is a very nice one. It does allow you to get a lot of different levels of power. You can get your little UV light or your laser light pointer. But in case you're one of the people that do, then get your ArcFell Pro. Right now, I'm going to stick with the 1.5T. If you can get it, if you can't, then I would get the Baton 4, which is the most recent one. So that's knife, that is light. Olight has a few hankies. I think they usually come out during the special events times. I think around the X, and I like them. They are decent length. I think they're 10 by 10 or about that. This is 10 by 10. They're 10 by 10 or about that. This is 10 by 10. That they work well if you're going to clean glasses or you want to smooth up something. You get your fingerprints on your knife. You need to clean off the front lens of your flashlight. It works well for that. So that's the hanky. The pen here is probably the most underrated piece that Olight makes. It's also more fidgety than anything else. I'm not a fidget person. I've got a lot of issues. I stutter. I've got arthritis. But this fidgeting piece just makes it clearly in place. And then if you go the other way on it, you can actually use it as, if you lock it in place, this is somewhat of a nice weapon. It has a good defensive weapon to use in an emergency situation. Now, it'll be a little hard to get to unless it's inside your pocket, but it is pretty good. I've tested it on a few different items, and the actual writing of the instrument feels comfortable in my hand. This is the Olight pen. I think it's called the old pen. just to be clear, everything that I mentioned here, I will have a link in the descriptions for so that you can go get it if that's something that you're interested in. Let's go to the next thing. This is the Oracle D2. Now the D1 is smaller, but I like the D2 a little bit better. I think it is going to be sturdier. I like the looks of it. I had a D1 and I ended up selling it when I got this. The locking mechanism I think is better, the holding in place. Oh, what is it, you said? This is a little piece for your 4mm screw sets. You can get this to repair your knife with. You can repair any small piece of equipment with it. You get 4 double-sided bits in here, and you can use your Work Pro double-sided bits or your Hotu double-sided bits or other ones. If you need something that is specialized, you can just put it in here. It's got a couple little things, stops here, so that if all you need is this one, and it closes back. And so you can use this to turn with. If for some reason you need a weird form of torque, you can also use this. Something that is minimalist, then get the D1. I think that they're still on sale. The D2 costs a little bit more, but it may be worth it for an EDC piece. We're going to start getting into things that are esoteric. For instance, this little multi-tool. The question of multi-tool always rests with me with the question is, do you need a pair of pliers, and how much do you need the pliers, and what do you expect the pliers to do? I've got a couple things in here for you to think about. Let's see, I got another one in here. Let me go with this one here. Oh, I'll just put out these two. This is the Olight EDC KS2, which is basically the Roxxon KS2. If you don't need a pair of plier heads, then this thing is fantastic. You get a nice blade and a great pair of scissors. You have your Phillips with your file. You have an awl. You have a combo tool, which is a can opener, bottle opener, and flathead screw here. But as I said, if you want something that you don't need a pair of pliers, that is really nice. Now with this one here, this is the next tool one, and it's smaller. It doesn't have pliers on it, it has scissors on it. And it's really, this is the P1S article. It's got that little combo tool here. Has this knife here, and this knife is more than adequate. It's not fantastic. Nothing here locks. It has a little thing here that you can put on a lanyard. It's got a flathead Phillips. I think that this flathead Phillips, I've tried. It's not useless, but it's pretty darn close. It's better than nothing, but just barely. And this is a regular flathead here, scraper, and it's actually a pretty decent screwdriver. It'll hold up pretty well. And I'm not sure who uses sim punch holders these days, but I do know if you need one, this has one on it. Now this was made by Nextool, and they actually had another one that was made by Nextool, which is, as you can tell, that these two are pretty much the same items. This one's actually one that was made by Nextool, and it's the exact same as this, except for it has pliers on it. And if I were to do this again, and if I only had this to do, I would get the one of this, the Oracle, just P1. P1S means scissors, but just the P1. Get the one with the pliers on it. This is a decent pair of pliers. The pliers will work. They do twist things. They do hold well, spring loaded. They aren't going to be your Leatherman pliers, but they'll work for most people in most situations. Those are the pliers that I would carry. This is the next tool version, but I would get the Olight version of those, and they're still for sale in a few places. And everything that I talk about here, I will have a link in the descriptions, and I might have a price with it too. We don't have paper, so I just use you pick up some random paper. You have a pen, but no paper. So just be aware of that. More esoteric things, in case you needed a paper clip, not a paper clip, a keychain lock, then this is the Otico keychain lock magnetic. And it's pretty small. You've seen these in lots of places. They're held together by a magnet. This is it. But once they're in, you could lock them down just by doing that. And you can put keys on one end, whatever you're going to carry on the other end. Once again, you pull this up and then it comes out. That was a little too big of a piece for me to pull. But I like this because once you can get your keychain, or maybe you want something that special that you want to put on a here, locking it down, then this works really well. Now for a regular keychain, Olight has all these special things. This was obviously a Christmas thing. So those are what I would carry in my EDC. I'm not a carry on person type of guy. So I'm a carry in a pouch kind of guy. And I know Olight has made a whole series of things that you can carry with. And they made something similar to this that was called the O pouch. It was basically three things. You put stuff in here, and then there was a thing that you could put in there. That would make a really good wallet. If that's what you wanted to do, I will show it here, what it looks like, so that you can see it. But the size is basically this size here. Their newer thing are these pouches here, and these roll-up pouches. It's really nice. I like the feel of it, but and I think that you can get pretty much everything that I talked about into the roll-up pouch. But roll-up pouches tend to be limited size things that fit well into them. And then you roll it up and you put stuff in here, and I just think that as I'm thinking about it, I'm not the roll-up guy that I thought I was. I actually do use a roll-up for my tech pouch stuff, but for other things, not so much. Which is why I went old school. This Olight O bag. I don't even know if you can find this anymore. I like this. It's the right size. I can put stuff in it, and if I'm wearing cargo pants, I can put this inside cargo pants without an issue at all. It's not something that can go inside a regular pocket. It is Cordura YKK zippers. If you get something that you want to carry something like a large towel or paper, or you can carry it in here, paper towel rather, and then you can cinch it down as much as you want, and things can be stuffed in the back here. I think when I first got it, I actually, what did I put? Oh, a flashlight back here, not an Olight one, but a different one. And this Olight O bag is really the first thing that turned me on seriously to Olight stuff that I really liked. And as I said, this is discontinued. I had a couple of flashlights, or one flashlight before I got this, but after then I purchased a whole bunch of stuff from Olight. This is my favorite pouch that they make. I wish that they would bring it back. I'm not sure. It's small enough that you want to carry it inside your hand or put it in a pouch, but you're going to carry it like this. I do know a lot of things that I talked about today, like this keychains and keys. Olight has third-party companies, and they just put their logo on it. So that's my thinking. This is the Olight stuff that I would carry in an EDC. Given what I've talked about, I think on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being a full EDC, 1 or 0 being not anywhere close, with these particular items, you're at a 3.75, almost a 4. The major thing here would be a major multi-tool, and I think they could do that very well. And if they did, that would put them over the 4 category for sure. The other thing that they're missing is something that could be a wallet. Yes, they make something like this that could be a wallet, but something that, you know, I can carry stuff with, and dollar bills, credit cards, and feel safe that they're not going to fall out. Yes, it's possible to carry those things inside of this here, inside one of the side pockets here, but you know, they fall out. So those are the two things that would have gotten it a 5. Oh, and the third thing is no paper, although they do have this, which is kind of a journaling book use. I haven't written anything in it yet, but I think that this is more of a journal than an actual quote unquote EDC product. So that's my thought about Olight. If you had just Olight to look at for your EDC, what would you do to put together in your EDC related to Olight? Am I missing something that has been out there? Please let me know inside the comments. And I'm going to do a couple more of these. I stated earlier, there's 2 companies that you can get everything that you need to make an EDC. And I'll do one of those in the next couple months or while. There's a bunch that come really close. Olight comes really, and I'll talk about another one that comes really close. This is Haku EDC. If you like what you hear here, please like, comment, subscribe, tell me something that you like to see, and I'll try to get it done. This is Haku EDC. I'll see you in the future.